Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Retro G1 Deluxe Class Wheelie. You can see him there in front of the box. We'll go ahead and put him off the side real quick and take a look. It said box. I say box is really, well, card with plastic. But yeah, you guys see the big old bubble thing with all about Wheelie right there. You got Huddy's the classic G1 toy artwork for better or for worse. Because, oh boy, yeah, the G1 Wheelie was not a good toy. It's still got the little gray outline for the new toy. But still, up here you have the Transformers logo and everything, 8+. And of course, you also have the little classic Hasbro logo right down there. And yeah, there's really no sides. So on the back here, you have the kind of a weird enough the 85 artwork. You know, a little blurb on the back right there. Plus some copyrights and warnings. And hey, look, his tech specs, including the classic tech spec sheet, but no decoder, unfortunately. But yeah, you get his little thing right there if you want to read that. You know, his little short bio. So there is that. And of course, he comes with his, you know, instructions, which are very well G1E. They're kind of very G1 style, at least in the front here. Once you get past that, you kind of get a little less G1-ish, but still. That's pretty neat. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty neat right there. Got this little hide there. That's pretty neat right there. So, there's that. So, Wheelie here. Yes, it is Wheelie. For better or for worse. I'm not going to try to rhyme because no. Now you can see it is it is a toy style deco, which means he's got the orange face instead of the gray face. He's got these little weird, like, I think those are silver? Bluish? It's kind of hard to tell. Then you got the gray right here with the little Autobot symbol. You got some oranges, like different shades of orange all around. You got some gray right there. You got the feet and everything. He's got a bit of a backpack, but actually nothing too egregious considering his previous release. He got weird, like, big old cankles, I guess, but nothing too bad. He actually looks pretty good. And on top of that, he's also got a really good transformation. I'll get into that a little bit, but yeah. He's a good solid toy, honestly. I actually rather like him. It's surprising, you know, Wheelie being good. Weird. But yeah, articulation, his head, ball joints, so you got left and right. You have up and down. You have a little bit of kind of waggle, but not really. There's not really much there going on waggle, but yeah, it is a ball joint, so you got left and right, up and down. The shoulders here can go through full 360, though, thanks to a mushroom peg right there. You got this outward joint right there. You have a bicep swivel and a kind of really high elbow. You can see how high that elbow sits. It's like right there under the shoulder. It's not like a huge problem for me personally, but you know, some people might take umbrage with it. Here's that. And the wrists here, they're on swivels. Hey, hooray, that's for the transformation, but hey, it's nice that they actually have a swivel there. Bring this just a little bit lower. There we go. Waist here can swivel left and right nice and freely. Weirdly enough, thanks to transformation, you can get a smidge, just a smidge of an ab crunch, which is pretty neat. If you really want to, you can actually unplug this a little bit and get more ab crunch. It'll still look pretty decent up to a point, so just remember that. So yeah, it's not bad. He actually does have a bit of an ab crunch thanks to transformation. That's pretty cool. Not very common, particularly on a, you know, mini-bot guy. Hips though, you got forward that far, you got back that far. Outward, you do have pretty much the full split, so you do have a nice thigh swivel right there. Knees can bend on a single joint about that far, just about 90 degrees. And down here at the feet, you do have an ankle joint. It's not a lot of ankle joint, but there is a bit of an ankle joint. And you do have a downward toe joint thanks to the transformation, so that might be useful, but that might not. But yeah. So yeah, posability-wise, he's actually pretty solid. He's actually really good considering everything. He's you know, for a little deluxe, he's actually got really good posability. He also comes with one accessory, which is his little slingshot thing. That's it. His little, I guess, slingshot which you can plug in his hand. Like so. Like that. Storage wise, there's really not much any solutions because the only thing I can find is this peg on the peg hole in the back, which it's not great. So I just ignore that. Yeah, I wish there was instead of that peg hole, like a little tab or something, because there's that little slot for alt mode, just a tab somewhere you can just plug into. I mean, I guess maybe. There you go. There's your storage. You just put in the little backpack there, which actually that's not bad. That's not a bad idea, all things considered. Heck, actually fits in there almost. And it's loose, but now you wonder. Yeah, you can almost reach back. It looked like he's reaching back to grab his slingshot. That's pretty cool, I guess. Happy accidents. Hooray. Bob Ross in it. Yeah. Overall, not a bad looking robot mode. I mean, granted, it's not the cartoon style. That's probably going to come sometime later. We're going to get a more cartoon accurate version. But as it stands for toy accuracy, it's actually not bad. Again, from the pictures I've seen, because I've never owned a G1 Wheelie. I don't have one to compare it to, so sorry about that. Because I don't want that toy. Thank you very much. It's ugly. I just don't want it. But it's actually not bad looking overall. It's just, yeah, some people might prefer to wait for the cartoon colors, but this is not bad at all. But also, measurement-wise, his height comes in about 4.5 inches or 11.4 centimeters, and his weight is 2.1 ounces or 58 grams. So he's kind of light, but, you know, that's kind of expected for a small deluxe like this. But regardless, some comparison stuff. First of all, the line wide. Here's Optimus Prime, which that seems to be a good, pretty decent height. Studio Series 86 Optimus, I should say. Here's the previous Studio Series 86 Wheelie, who was a core class, if you remember. So, yeah, while that's more cartoon accurate in color scheme, it is very small. Comparatively, he is very small and a lot more simpler, and he also has a big old weird booty thing going on. So, that's for one thing, which is probably a good thing, which is, can he ride Studio Series Grimlock? The answer is, well, actually, kind of. It's just the problem is scale is now kind of out of whack because he's significantly larger, but he can balance up there actually pretty well. Pretty decently. Somewhat. Yeah, you just got to be willing to do some finagling. But yeah, he can I got him to balance earlier now, of course, and he doesn't want it. Now I'm saying he can balance up there, now he doesn't want to. Because I got him to balance up there here earlier. There, there we go. You can kind of ride up there, but it doesn't look... It's out of scale now, but you can still do it. Kind of. It doesn't take much to... I say it doesn't... There we go. I was going to say it doesn't take much to make him fall over, but yeah. So yeah, there is that. Just in case you were wondering. So, now he's on the ground. Yeah, overall, pretty darn solid robot. Pretty good posability too. I was not expecting an ab crunch, but hey, we got one. Even by happenstance, it's still an ab crunch, and he's got wrist swivels. And yeah, he's just pretty darn posable. So, transformation now. Again, it's really good. I really like the transformation of getting this out of his hand. First thing we want to do here is come back here to the backpack, or actually come back here, down here. These gray bits, you want to untab them from the sides and bring them out. On this side, I'm also noticed this on this side. This one likes to untab itself pretty easily. I might have to shave that tab down or something, because this really likes to untab itself really easily, but whatever. I'm not sure if that's a common problem or what, but yeah, after you separate those, bring the backpack, this piece of the backpack down, then bring this piece of the backpack up like so. Then from here, what you want to do, let's go ahead right here, straighten the arms out if they're bent at all. Straighten the arms out, rotate them to the biceps, and then rotate the fists like that, so they're sitting like that. The same thing, straighten that out, rotate 180 degrees at the bicep, and then rotate 180 degrees at the wrist. Like that, and then down here, you want to bring this up a bit, so then you can, you want to untap that and bring that up a bit so you can bring the, right here, there's a little hinge on the shoulder. I'm going to bring that down. If I can, like there, you see that? Yeah, see how now it's lower. You can see that. Yeah, so bring that down right there, and then bring this one down like that as well. So sitting like that, and then go ahead and rotate the arms around, just get them kind of out of the way. And from there, what you want to do is go ahead and kind of straighten this out a bit, and bring this over top like that. So it's sitting like that. And then you go ahead and bring this rest of the way, untabbing it, and then just bringing that head up like this. You can see the head's in there, and then just bring the chest up. You can see there's a little tab here, which is going to that little notch right there, like that. Go ahead and bring the arms down like this, and then right here, this is the tricky part because this part can be a little annoying. Bring out this assembly right here. There's a hinge up in here. I want to then bring this on this, do this like there, right there, like that. And right here, this part right here can come off really easily because it's just there's really not a lot stopping it. It's just a friction hinge, thankfully, but yeah. So just be mindful that I've multiple times in trying to transform this, it just pops off. Yeah, so I've just used my thumb and push on this little hinge part right here to make sure that doesn't come off as easily. And then bring this up like so, making sure it doesn't catch. So it lines up like that. And you go ahead and bring the nose up the rest of the way like that. And it just sits like that. Then right here, go ahead and bring the arms in. Right here, there's little tabs, right? You can see those tabs right here with little slots right there on the forearm. And then the hands will go under the gray piece. This can be a little annoying sometimes. Sometimes it just refuses, but sometimes it goes in just fine. So you tab that in, and then the gray piece right here will tab into the hands like that. So it all sits like that. Same thing. Bring it in. Tab it into the side of the car. Like that. And then tab the gray piece to the hand like that. And there you go with that. And down here at the legs, now you get most of the car done. Down here at the legs, what you want to do is take the toes and rotate them down like this. Rotate that the thigh is 90 degrees inward like this, and then you can see there's little tabs there that tab the legs together like that, making sure it looks more or less like this. You go ahead and rotate these bits around like that, and I've noticed on mine sometimes it likes to untab itself a bit, which is a little annoying. Right here at this hinge, you want to bring this up. This will feed into that little slot right there. This will all come up, and then you can see there's little slots right here for these tabs, and there's little tabs right here to go right here and everything. Just kind of push it all up until it locks in like that on both sides. Just push it all up into there like that. Make sure it's all nice and held together like that. And there you go. There's Wheelie in his vehicle mode. And yeah, the car mode here, it is, well, it's a Wheelie car, and it looks pretty close to the screen from what I remember, and looking at some screenshots and whatnot. Yeah, it looks pretty close. Yeah, the color scheme is not quite accurate because, well, it's the toy color scheme, but like I'm assuming a future repaint, cartoon color repaint, will fix that. He's got his weird gray wheels. They're all pinned in. They're all weird. The same thing. Which one was it? One of these was this one right here that's the one that has a lot of friction, but it does roll. He does roll pretty decently, all things considered, although there is some dragging right here. It's just barely. I think there's some clearance. There's a bit of a clearance thing, but nothing too egregious, I think. But yeah, it's weird. It's just if it's slightly misaligned, it should say it might have some clearance issues if it's misaligned, but if it's not, you should be golden. Yeah, so it's pretty decent looking. The only thing is, possibly like you might get mad about the fist right there, but they almost like blend in because of the way they're shaped and designed. They almost blend in, almost like the tail lights. They almost look like tail lights, like or something. And these almost look like the pinholes right here look almost like they're exhausts. So yeah, it works overall. Yeah, you can see the folded up legs underneath, but honestly, again, really clever transformation. The legs are pretty basic, but the torso is, I really like how the torso transforms. It's a lot of cleverness going on. They're doing a really good, fantastic job with these mini bot, deluxe mini bots. I'm really looking forward to Power Glide because of that. Yeah, the weapon right here, you can store right here. There's a little tab right here, and you just, store it underneath like this. I guess it can be a gun of sorts, the peg gun be gun. I guess you could store it the other way too if you really want. You can do maybe this. If you really want, you can do that. I'm not sure what that's for, but I don't know, like antenna or radar or something. Yeah, it's not bad. It just stores away pretty simply, and yeah, it's kind of right. It's kind of like obvious, but also like it works. It takes up the nice little space right there. Yeah, it just works pretty well. The only thing is mine is these legs sometimes don't like to stay tabbed together super well, but that's the only real issue I have on mine. It looks great, and yeah, and also maybe this right here, you can see that the grays don't all totally match, but I think that's how it was with the original cartoon. Yeah, the original toy was like this too, not the cartoon, but the toy. So yeah, overall, a pretty darn good looking alt mode with a really solid transformation. I also want to point out, yeah, in this mode, measurement wise, he is 4 1/8 inches long, or 10.5 centimeters. So again, still small. But yeah, once again, comparisons here he is with Studio Series Optimus, 86 Optimus. You can see the size difference there, which is obvious because you got a car and semi-truck, but there you go. And compared to the previous Studio Series 86 Wheelie, which not quite cartoon. I don't remember what I said about it. I liked it well enough. I had some clever bits with about the transformation, but yeah, I also got the thing with the wheel coming off apparently. You got the hands are just blatantly right there, and then front end doesn't quite look right. But yeah, this is a massive improvement for sure. Hey, look, doubling the budget. Doubling the budget makes it much better. What do you know? This is a massive improvement. I imagine, when this comes out in these colors, people are going to really be excited for that. So there's that. So, as a whole, unless you are holding out, unless you really hate Wheelie, which is understandable, or you're holding out for the cartoon colors, you should pick this guy up. He is a Walmart exclusive, but he seems to be made in enough quantities that you should be able to find him pretty easily. Although between him, he's coming out with Outback. Between the two of them, he might be the one that's more desired because he's the new one versus the remold of a previous toy. But yeah, unless you want the cartoon colors, just really hate Wheelie, definitely buy him. He's a fantastic little deluxe. With the transformation's fun. He's got a solid robot mode with excellent posability. The only thing I would say is sometimes his torso untabs itself kind of easily, but easily fixed. On mine, the legs don't tab together fully all the time on alt mode here, but it's a fantastic transformation. Great looking robot, alt mode, great looking robot, great posability. It's just a really good. This is like the best Wheelie we've ever gotten, period, I think. So, yeah, again, unless you hate Wheelie or you're holding out for cartoon colors, pick him up. Try to pick him up if you can. So that's it for this review. I hope you find it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my social medias down in the description and in the video. Check out my Ko-fi, my Patreon, and I shall see you next time with another video review.